Hi everyone. One of my favorite things to do on the Thermomix is to do a slow cooked braised pork. I usually do it in manual mode, but I will do it a little bit differently today and start with the manual mode, then switch on to the recipe. You can see my home screen on the TM7, which I've, I guess, made up for my own liking and what I use the most of. But then if I want to change the mode and find something else, I will go and find it here and find in here my browning mode, sorry. I am going to put everything in there and start in small batches. The other thing I really like on that cooking mode is that, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little lock button above the lid there, which tells me that I can actually have a look, and then as I'm lifting, it automatically will stop the cooking. I do not need to stop the cooking first. It will automatically stop, and I can have a look and stir if need be. I now finished browning my meat, as you can see, so I'm just going to go back to that recipe and go back to the actual recipe in my week, which I have saved. I don't actually clean the bowl. This recipe doesn't ask me to brown the meat, but we like it better. It just gives a better flavor. Now, the other thing I really like with Thermomix is, as you probably can see, not very well, sorry, I can actually choose recipes in French or in English, or whatever language you're comfortable with. And it's one of the really cool features I really like with those new TM7. Previously, as I was using a TM5, I didn't have that ability. I can change also the serving size. So for us, family of 5, especially with teenagers, I'm going to change it to a 6 at least, and it already updated all my quantities. This recipe is fairly easy, so I don't actually bother to clean the bowl from there because I want to get that flavor from the browning of the meat. So I'm just going to add all my ingredients I've prepared and cut for whatever I needed first, and add them up. Not sure if you can really see on the screen really well, or it just gets to my weight and automatically click that items. I do adapt that recipe a little bit depending on what I want to use that meat for. And as I'm going to do some pulled pork burgers, I don't really want apples in there, so I don't bother with that one. I then will put the garlic, even though it's not on white, so add that on. Now I need to add my meat, so I'm going to tear again to make sure I've got everything. Now this is very hot, so I just want to make sure I add all of that. I do have a little bit more, but that's okay. I will add the vinegar. And the apple juice. I don't bother to add beer in that one because I will actually change that recipe and add a full sauce, full jar or char siu sauce. We just like that flavor with it. That's all. It really depends on what I use it for and what I want to make with it. I have done that recipe first with using all the ingredients in there. But just adapt the recipe to what I like. I don't add more honey in there or maple syrup. The char siu plus the apple juice is quite sweet. And I will add a bit of spices. So I need a whole tablespoon of smoked paprika, of cinnamon. And then salt and pepper. And I'll click next. And then it's gonna cook on slow cooking mode for 8 hours at 95 degrees. So just press start and it will do its own thing, and I'll get back to it in a few hours. My recipe is finished. I'm now gonna strain and start breaking the meat as per the instruction. So I just got a bowl with my varma on it and slowly voila. You should see the smell of this bowl. I'll show you the bowl now, even though I had brown and it was quite dark. It's actually pretty good. And I'm gonna just start by don't need to do much, it's already pretty much all shredded. But just and there it is, my pulled pork ready to go for pulled pork burger.